Read a book. The Ugly Duckling by Maxwell T. Bird. One bright sunny morning, in a corner of an old farmyard, a mother duck watched proudly as her ducklings hatched from their egg. The 5 new ducklings were tiny and covered with soft yellow feathers. But the mother duck was puzzled because one egg did not hatch. This egg was much larger than the others. An old duck came waddling down the path and stopped to admire the new ducklings. "What is wrong with that egg?" the old duck asked. "I don't know," said Mother Duck, "but for some reason it won't hatch." The old duck looked carefully at the egg. "Well, that's a turkey egg," she said. I guess that's a she. "Leave it alone and go teach your new babies how to swim." "No," said Mother Duckling. "I'm taking care of this egg for this long. I will stay with it until the duckling hatches." So my mother duck continued to sit on it. I'm talking really weird. The large egg began to wobble and crack. Finally, out came an unusually looking baby bird. Baby bird. He was covered with rough gray feathers, and he was much bigger than the other ducklings. His feet were large and clumsy, and his neck was long and skinny. When the other birds in the farmyard saw him, they began to squawk. "What an ugly duckling!" honked the goose. "A very strange duckling indeed," clucked the hen. Even the turkey laughed at the new baby. The poor duckling really did feel ugly. He made his way to the nearby lake to hide in the tall grass. He stayed hidden all summer long. One night when the moon was shining brightly on the lake, the lonely duckling saw winged creatures gliding through the sky. These magnificent swans cast graceful shadows as they flew through the night. The duckling stood still and admired them. Oh, how he longed to be flying! When winter came to the lake, the duckling grew cold and he had trouble finding food to eat. One morning the duckling slipped on the ice in the frozen lake. A kind farmer found him laying helpless and scared on the ice. The farmer wrapped him in a coat and carried him back to a nice warm barn. The duckling stayed in the barn, and the farmer took care of him for the rest of the long, harsh winter. Spring finally arrived, and the farmer led the duckling out of the barn. The duckling had grown. Feeling stronger than ever before, he flopped his wings gently in the warm light of the sun. To his surprise, he flew right off the ground and into the bright sky. He landed near some weeds at the edge of the peaceful pond. He could hear children playing nearby on the bank. I can't even read. And once again he saw the lovely swans. This time they were drifting through the water. This is a long story. Afraid that they might laugh at him, the ugly duckling, lowered his head into the shame as he looked down at his reflection in the water. And he saw another swan that was just as splendid as the others. After a moment, he realized he was staring at his own reflection. He was amazed at how beautiful he had become. He was not an ugly duckling. In fact, he had never been a duckling at all, but a swan in the making. He glided into the water and joined the other swans. When the children saw him, they began to shout, "Look at that new swan! He is the most splendid of all!" Last page. He was no longer an ugly duckling, but a graceful and beautiful swan. With this proud thought, his heart almost burst with happiness and joy. The end. I think that's a knockoff of the Ugly Duckling story because it's really hard to read. That's the end. As I stumbled through it. Did you like the Ugly Duckling? Are you a duckling? Quack, 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 quack. Quack. Quack, quack. Quack, quack, quack. Quack, quack. Say, we got our central air fixed. No more noisy air conditioner in the window. I just gotta take it out of the window now. Huh. So you had more company today? This time you had 3 workers here from the central air working on it, huh? And they all talked to you and came to see you on the deck. And they looked you up on YouTube. They said, he's such a big bird. And he has all kinds of feather colors hidden underneath his wings. And you were mumbling and yelling at him, and you were yelling at the neighbors across the stream, huh? I know. You've had a busy week and a half with all the workers coming here, and Grandma and Pappy and Sheila. I know, it's been a busy week for a little boy. Alright, say goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye. Bye.